Hello everyone, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's Matty K here. You're about to listen to episode 4 of my new podcast, On the Way with Matty K. I've been sick all week, so it's now Friday. Usually I'll listen back to these podcasts on like a Monday to remind myself what I actually spoke about a couple of days, prior on the podcast, and put together a little bit of an intro like I'm doing right now. But it's been a week now since I did this podcast, and I can't really be bothered listening back to it. And I can't remember what I talked about really, so this is going to be just as much of a surprise for me as it is for you guys. Anyway, check it out. Hope you like it. If you do, I have more podcasts online. Check them out, and I've got more coming. So, chat to you guys later. Hello everyone. It is just about time. Well, it is time really for another installment of On the Way with Matty K. And I believe this is now episode number 5. Began about 3 weeks ago, and episode 1, 2 and 3 and 4, hang on, what is this? Is this 4 or 5? I don't know, I'm confused everyone, I'm confused. It's either episode 4 or 5. I think it's 4 now actually, thinking about it. Episodes 1, 2 and 3 are up on YouTube. I record these little podcasts on my way to work on a Saturday and Sunday night. Episode 1 was recorded over the course of Saturday and Sunday. And then I thought, a little bit too long, so I'll do individual ones. I'll do one on a Saturday, one on a Sunday, and not mash them together as one. But then episode 2, which was last Saturday, so I'm up to episode 4 now. This is episode 4. Last Saturday ended up being an hour and a half long as well, so, But anyway, they should, from now on, the majority of these podcasts should be around about 45 minutes long. But I am on my way. It is Saturday, which means I am on the way to Electric Dreams Saturdays, Club Co Level 3 at Crown, and I don't know, it should be a good night. I'm a little bit, look, I guess we should just get to this right off the bat. It feels a little funny to do this podcast right now. In light of what happened yesterday in Melbourne, when a lunatic, I don't even really want to give him any time of day, any attention. I don't really want to talk about the situation all that much right now, because I don't believe this individual deserves any attention for his actions, but I think the victims and their families do deserve, a bit of time, and maybe I just pulled up at a red light, so hang on a second. it's a green light now. But yeah, horrible tragedy in Melbourne yesterday in Burke Street. I don't usually, when things like this happen in the world, I try not to touch too much on them these days. But yesterday, I went on social media and I said the guy should be, should run over his head with his own mangled Commodore and feed his body to the sharks. And I still kind of feel that way. But a terrible tragedy, and I think I speak for everybody out there when I say, our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families. Just a terrible tragedy and tragic set of circumstances. So, my heart goes out to all of those the people affected by it. But like I said, I don't really want to give it too much attention. I certainly don't want to give the perpetrator of this act of terror any time of day. So, but yeah, I think he should just be quietly disposed of. I think, just quietly sort of dispose of him. I do want to give a bit of shout out though to there was a couple of young guys that with a baseball bat that ran out and tried to do something at least, and I think that's sort of one thing that's missing a lot in this world at the moment, and it's kind of it's sort of understandable because when something breaks out, like something like a big fight or something like that breaks out, you never know who's got a knife on them, who's got a gun, who's got who's coming from behind. You just never know. So, but for people to kind of step in and actually try to do something, yesterday a couple of young guys with a baseball bat. I don't even really want to know why you had a baseball bat with you. You know what I mean? They may have been planning to do something not so good themselves. Why are you walking around with a baseball bat in the middle of the city? But at least they tried to do something. So a bit of a shout out to them. Also a shout out to I saw footage of when the guy was arrested and handcuffed. You see, just outside of his car, you see people kind of, you see a few cops and stuff like that kind of disperse, and then you see one cop just drag the guy by his feet while he's handcuffed, scraping his face all on the ground. So shout out to that cop for scraping this motherfucker's face along the ground. It's really, probably should have laid the boots into him as well, really, and maybe you did after. The sort of the video footage that I saw was from high up in a building, so maybe they stopped recording before they did something like that. But and also a shout out to Christine Nixon, the former police chief commissioner of Victoria. I heard her being interviewed yesterday afternoon about it all, and this woman is retired, ladies and gentlemen, and she actually, amidst the chaos and the mayhem of streets needing to be shut down and all the rest of it, she just happened to be in the city at the time and started directing traffic for a good 15 minutes. She said on this news interview. So, I mean, what a mad bitch. Retired police chief commissioner, still helping and serving the community in a time of need. And so shout out to those individuals. But I could probably go the whole 45 minutes or hour talking about this situation and the dude in question. But like I said, I don't really want to give him any attention or time of day. But again, the victims and their families, thoughts and prayers are with you all. It's hard to kind of move on with this podcast after sort of talking about such a heavy topic, but I'll sort of do my best. I've never been great at segues, so how about we just launch into the rest of this episode. Hang on, something's wrong with my oh no, I've just fucked up something in my car, ladies and gentlemen. My fucking I drive an automatic, and my fucking I don't even know how to explain. My fucking gear stick has this this bit of leather that kind of runs through the middle of it, and I've just accidentally peeled this leather sort of casing off the gear stick, so that's gonna fucking annoy me. How am I gonna fix that? Might as well just take it off. Well, that's fucked. I mean, it's not going to affect anything if I do take it off. It's not going to affect the way this car drives. What will affect me right now is if I don't change lanes. I've just realised, fuck. How am I going to get onto the freeway from here now? Shit. Okay, let me work this out. I might have to just smoke a few people when the light turns green here. What do we got over there? Oh, they're probably going to be faster than me. Off there. Needed it at the start. It was a bit hot, and I'll probably need it again. Oh no, took my eye off the ball and I missed the green light. Now I'm not going to be able to get over, and not going to be able to get onto the freeway from here. Fuck. Fuck yeah. Fuck. Have to go to the next freeway entrance, which is, I've got to do a bit of a fucking gigantic circle to get to it. Fucking fuck, everyone. And now my sunglasses are fogging up. Oh god, fuck my life right now. Okay. Should be good now. Alright, I can get over into this lane that I need to get into. And that's pretty much all I needed to do. Could I have done a U-turn somewhere? I probably could have. Fuck. Well, I hope this isn't an indication of how the rest of my night's going to go. You know? Oh, I could do a U-turn at these lights and I've missed it. Fuck. Alright, well look, it's 7:40. Doors open at 9:30. I gotta try and get there, by about 8:30 to give me ample time to do everything I need to do before the doors open. So yeah, look, I'll still probably get there at about 8:30. But still, I would have liked to have gotten there at about 8:15, which probably won't happen now because I missed that fucking turn, all because I was talking about that son of a bitch from yesterday. Again, I look. Yeah, look, don't even want to talk about him. He's a piece of shit that needs to die. And I could go on a bit of a rant and a rampage about, just how a guy like this is even allowed to, be out in public. He was scheduled for a court appearance yesterday, so look, like I said, I could go on a real big rant about how the guy was even allowed to be walking around, but again, don't want to give him any time, which I keep doing, so fucking hell. Anyway, that sun is bright. I'd rather talk about how bright that sun is right now as I put my my thing down to stop it from blinding me. Oh. So how's your week been, guys? Been up to anything special? Anything, I gotta say, I've been checking, every now and then. I'm about to yawn again, sorry. Anyway, I'll be checking the previous podcast that I've put up, the 3 episodes so far, and they're getting some views. I think I touched on this a little bit last week. I don't know who the fuck's watching it or anything like that. They're not telling. Well, I've had a couple of people tell me that they've listened to it and stuff like that. So, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I hope you're kind of enjoying it. And I've had a couple of people, give me a few topics and stuff like that to discuss, and pardon me, I will get to them in the coming weeks. I probably should get to them now because I don't really have anything else to sort of talk about. One topic which I think I might touch on tomorrow's episode is about one topic that has been sort of given to me, and someone has sort of said, "Hey Matty, you should talk about this." Is Palmers. Do you love them? We all fucking love them. And being the connoisseur, as the French say, the connoisseur of chicken parmesanas that I am, I feel I'm pretty well qualified to talk about this topic, but I want to touch on it tomorrow because there's a bit of a tradition. It's slowly becoming a bit of a tradition, or fastly actually, not slowly. After Supafly Sundays, I tend to go out to a little place called Chapelli's on Chapel Street, and indulge in a bit of a palmer with a few other colleagues and stuff like that. So I want to touch on that maybe tomorrow because it's more of a Sunday sort of topic for me. But yeah, if you're listening to this, hit me up with what you think is the best palmer in town. There's a lot of people have opinions on it. A lot of people, Facebook pages and things have been made about it. So don't tell me that you don't have an opinion yourself on what you believe is the best palmer out there. But like I said, I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. By the time you hear this Saturday episode, it's probably going to be Monday, and I would have already touched on the palmer topic the night before, tomorrow night. But I don't mind at all rehashing old topics. So, if you're listening to this podcast at some point during the week, and you want to talk about what you believe is the best palmer, hit me up, send me a bit of a Facebook message or whatever, and let me know what palmer you think is the best one out there, and discuss why. And maybe I've had that particular palmer before. I've had a lot in this town, and maybe I haven't, and I need to go check it out. But yeah, let's talk about it. Let's interact with me, people. Give me some shit to talk about, because I had a pretty good week last week as far as I got out and about, and I just noticed a few things in life that I could have discussed on the podcast, and I did that last weekend. But this week I haven't really got out that much, so so I haven't really got any topic ideas, really. I mean, I got a couple in my notes, if I refer to my notes, but actually, I've just thought of one, but I'll get to it in a minute. But yes, I want us to all interact with each other. I've said this before. I think I said this on episode 1. Let's talk, people. Let's interact. This podcast is, it's for you guys. It's for all of us to come together right now over me. Bit of the Beatles there. But yes, I have remembered one topic now that I had in my notes that I put down a couple of weeks ago. I'm just going to put my car into cruise control. There we go. Sit there nicely on 80 while this person speeds around me. Something I've noticed, and we've all noticed it. I'm sure we've all noticed it, because I'm sure it happens everywhere. I know it happens, everywhere in my part of town, in the southeast of Melbourne. Bus stops. There's a lot of bus stops around, people that don't have a car, or they've lost their license, or their car just hasn't started one day when they've gone to jump in there to go to work and they need to take a bus or something like that. Public transport, but I'm speaking specifically about buses, and specifically about bus stops. I've noticed this phenomena happening for years, and I have a couple of theories on it. We have a lot of bus stops here in Melbourne that it's like the government, or whoever the hell decides to put up a bus stop. They're all made out of glass, and I'm always seeing bus stops that have been smashed. The glass has been smashed. What's that all about? I have a theory that, it's kids, just, being kids, really. Maybe it's some sort of local gang initiation where you've got to go around smashing a few bus stops. But people are smashing up these bus stops that are made out of glass. So why do we keep making them out of glass? What's wrong, people? How much money is being wasted repairing all these broken panes of glass at all these bus stops around town? You're too. I think you're just a bit too worried about making the town pretty with its glass bus stops. It's just not very. It's not very functional. Make them out of fucking, I don't know, steel or something. These people, they insist on keeping on putting up these bus stops that are made out of glass, and they keep getting smashed up. The definition, there's a saying, it's something along the lines of, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, something like that. That is basically what the thing is, and it's true. These people that are putting up these glass bus stops, there was one I saw the other week that had been smashed up, and then I think the next night it was fixed. Okay, and then I saw it again the next day, and it was broken again. So this thing got fucking smashed up twice in the space of 48 hours. And it's probably glass again now, I haven't checked, but that is the definition of insanity. To keep putting up glass bus stops that keep getting smashed up every time you put a new pane of glass in, it just gets smashed up again. So let's maybe make the bus stops out of a different material. Yeah? Or am I insane for suggesting something like that? Because I think that's pretty smart. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It's not going to happen. You make a glass bus stop, it's going to keep on getting smashed. So stop making them out of glass. What a fucking waste of money. It's a bus stop. It doesn't need to look fucking pretty. It doesn't need to be made out of fucking stained glass like it's in a fucking chapel, like it's in a fucking Catholic church. It's a fucking stained glass fucking picture of Jesus. Like, it's a fucking bus stop. Just make it out of ugly fucking steel. No one's gonna give a fuck. And you'll probably only ever have to fucking deal with it once. If you guys have noticed anything else out there that is a bit crazy, you know, in a similar sort of vein to this, again, hit me up. Let's discuss. Let's talk about it. Because life is full of fucking stupid shit like that. You know? It's full of just dumb fucking, just dumb shit. That doesn't make any sense. And glass bus stops are right up there with things that don't make sense. This fucking leather thing coming off my fucking gear stick. Fucking hell. Ugh. Yawning again. I haven't had a great sleep the last couple of nights. I had a better one last night than I had the night before. It's all to do with the pillows. This is another topic that I haven't written down, but I could talk about this. What the fuck is wrong with pillows these days? Like, everything... It's as if everything in life now is just being made really cheaply. I mean, I remember as a kid, and even into early adulthood, and maybe, you know, these things just were different to me when my body was softer. But I had, you know, a couple of pillows that were good and helped me get a good night's sleep. Now, I fucking never get a good night's sleep. And I think my pillows are to blame for it. But I don't even know where to go to get fucking good pillows. I go to Kmart, and they're just like fluffy fucking shit. Like, does anybody know where to get good fucking... I think I need firm pillows. I wake up in pain every day. I wake up with a sore fucking neck. I wake up a bunch of times during the night. There's probably other issues involved in waking me up. But I think my pillows are also... And my mattress. I need a new mattress. You can probably get pillows at the same place that you can get mattresses. I'm probably looking at the wrong places. I go to Kmart and have a look at these pillows, and they're just fucking shit. But maybe I should really go to a proper sleep bedding place. Captain Snooze or something. They'll probably have fucking good pillows there. But if you know anywhere, if you know somewhere where I can get a nice fucking pillow that'll help aid me in giving me a good night's sleep, let me know, because I sorely and desperately need it. Literally sorely. I'm fucking sore. You know, and I got a couple of pillows. My sister got me a couple of pillows. My mum, asks me every year, you know, what do you want for Christmas and all this sort of stuff. I think she asked me in November, and I never know what the fuck to say. I never know what I want. I don't know. But she asked me what I want, and I think I had just been thinking about my pillows, so I was like, oh, well, a couple of good firm pillows wouldn't go astray. So my sister got me a couple of pillows for Christmas, and
I'm there with my family and we're opening up our presents and stuff like that, and I thank you, open up the pillows, thank you, give them a bit of a test, give them a bit of a push with my hands, and Mum goes to me, "Are they all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they're good." Thinking at first that they were going to be good. They did. These pillows have like a foam kind of bar, They've got foam in the middle of it, and then they've got just like that Kmart cotton shit wrapped around this foam, and it's all in, a fucking pillowcase. It's all sewn up in a pillow. But, I've had these pillows since Christmas now, and they're not very good. And when I felt them at Christmas time, I sort of thought, nah, they're not gonna be good. But I couldn't say anything, obviously. I can speak about this because my mum and my sister aren't going to listen to this podcast, and if they do, it'll be years from now. They'll discover it. And I knew they weren't going to be very good, and I was right. They're not very good. So I'm on the hunt for some good pillows, ladies and gentlemen. There's those ones that you can get that they're made out of this like memory foam sort of stuff, and they kind of contour to your head and neck and stuff like that, and it's like a perfect fit. I see infomercials and stuff about them, and maybe I need one of those, but I don't know. I don't want to buy shit off TV or, fucking online or anything like that. I mean, if there's a fucking, outlet or a retail shop that I can go and pick one of these things up, then that's what I prefer, because I'm an old man who doesn't know how to fucking shop online. And, so, let me know if you know where a man can get a good pillow. Seems like every week on this freeway we have dickheads, and I've got another one behind me now. He's overtaking me. Obviously doesn't realise I'm on cruise control, so I'm dead on 100 Ks now. So why the fuck aren't you? I don't care if your car is green, my favourite colour. You're a dickhead. Anyway. So electric dreams. Now I'm on that part of the Monash Freeway where you sort of come over a little bit of a hill and then you can see the city. So it's 7:59 now. Freeway's flowing pretty good. I'm tipping I'm probably going to get into Crown at about 8:20. So, we're all that little detour I had to take because I missed the freeway earlier. Evidently, is not going to really affect me much, and I didn't think it would. So, yeah. But 7:30 is definitely the time that I need to leave home, I think. It means my night is just another hour or two longer, but, when you're there, for the most part, it's a fun job. And, sometimes there's some things that you need to deal with that can fucking do your head in a little bit. But more often than not, they get resolved pretty quickly. And then you're kind of left to continue to enjoy your night. So, I don't know where I was going with that. I think I was going somewhere with that, but I've lost it. But yeah, it should be a good night. Electric Dream Saturdays, Club Co Level 3 at Crown. Come on down. The old Price is Right there. Is that show still on? I don't think it is. I think Larry's now, doesn't he host like the morning show on Channel 7 or something? Isn't Larry like our Matt Lauer these days? Isn't he, I was about to say, isn't he Channel 7's Kochie, but Kochie's on Channel 7. I thought Kochie was on Channel 9 for a second there. He used to be, I think. Do you remember when Kochie was just... He was... before Kochie was Kochie, he was Kochie the... I think he was like the Channel 9 finance guy. That's what he was. And then all of a sudden he becomes like the fucking morning show host. And president of Port Adelaide Football Club. Good on you, Kochie. You know what I mean? He's alright. I've never met him. But I'm tipping he'd be alright. I'm tipping he's the kind of guy I could get along with. He seems like a bit of a nerd, a bit of a dag, but that's you know, that's sort of what you want in your morning show hosts. Your sunrise hosts. Although Matt Lauer, the American guy, the one who hosts NBC Today Show, he's not really a nerd or a dag. He's a cool cat. I think he's pretty cool. Maybe it's because his name's Matt. And we're all just pretty cool like that. My name's Matt. I'm cool like that. Rat-a-tat-tat. Anyway, that was just me filling a bit of time here because I'm running out of things to talk about. But yeah, Kochie, good on you. It's kind of like David Letterman. I used to watch that show like fucking religiously. In my teens, my mid-teens to like my mid-20s, I'd watch that fucking show every night. And then I sort of stopped watching it, and he doesn't do his show anymore, he's retired, but right around the time I stopped watching TV, about 7 years ago, is when obviously I stopped watching Letterman as well. But for a good decade there, from about 15 till about 25, it was like the one show that I would look forward to like every day. Loved it. But yeah, he used to be a before he was the host of the Late Show and stuff like that, he was a weatherman in Indiana, I think, where he's from. He was a local television station's weatherman. So Kochie, similar sort of vein, the finance reporter turned morning show host. I'm about to watch, actually, I've got it at home on my laptop ready to go. I found it on YouTube. It's a movie, I think it was made for TV. I've watched it before, but I'm going to, I watched it probably 15 years ago. I'm going to watch it again at some point, probably during the week. I think it's called The Late Shift, I think it's called. And it's about the war, the quote-unquote war between David Letterman and Jay Leno. When Johnny Carson used to host The Tonight Show over there in America, and he had David Letterman fill in a few times for him before he retired. And throughout history of The Tonight Show and stuff like that, when one host retires after 30 years or whatever and they hand the reins over to another guy, it's usually a guy that they've had actually host the show a few times while the current host has been on holidays or something. So Letterman hosted the Tonight Show a few times while Johnny Carson was still the host, but he was on holidays or whatever. And so everyone kind of thought that he was going to be given the reins to The Tonight Show, which is an institution in America, Now it's been hosted by Jimmy Fallon, isn't it? Yeah. But they gave the job to Jay Leno instead of Letterman. So they kind of... I'm more of a Letterman guy than I am Leno. So, I kind of take Letterman's side in this. He was kind of stooped, you could say, by NBC. The guy guest hosted The Tonight Show a few times for Johnny Carson while he was away. For all intents and purposes, probably felt as if he was going to be given the show, basically, because of that fact. And then they just fucking give it to Leno, who I think it maybe... I don't know if he'd ever guest hosted The Tonight Show. Maybe he did. But I think, as far as I'm aware, from what I can remember, I used to be really into this, by the way, people. He'd only done a couple of like guest stand-up spots on the show, I think, and then was given the reins to the show. So, you know, Letterman kind of had every right to feel a bit stooped by NBC. But then Letterman went on to, you know, he got picked up by CBS in America and started his own show in the same, the Late Show, in the same time slot as the Tonight Show. And for years, you know, it was Leno versus Letterman in that time slot. Different networks and all of that. So they made a TV movie about it, you know, some years ago now. And like I said, I've watched it before, but it's been years, so I'm going to watch it again. And I might start getting back into those Tonight shows. I used to fucking love them. You know, whether it was Rove here in Australia or it was Letterman. You know, now it looks like they've got a few of them on free-to-air TV now. They've got Jimmy Fallon, they've got Stephen Colbert doing the Late Show now. They've got that English dude who has his own little thing, who does those carpool things where he sings songs with like Bieber and Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff. James Corden, that's his name. Someone said to me a while ago that I look like him, and I was a little offended because he's a tubby little fat man, and I don't really think I'm well, I mean, you know, look, I'm carrying a bit of weight around the gut. I'll be the first to admit that, but I think I'm better looking than this guy, you know. So anyway, getting offended over just stupid shit that doesn't even mean anything. One person thinks I look like this guy who has a TV show. Okay, cool. Anyway, I'm making great time. I'm in the tunnel now. I'm in the stinky tunnel, and it is 8:08. So this is good. I'm making good time. So yeah, I could go on about you know, the late shows and all that sort of stuff, but I'm about to wrap up this podcast. Maybe I can talk about that another time. But yeah, I'm thinking of getting back into watching a bit of TV. I spend a lot of time on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. I don't even really know what the fuck's going on in the world anymore. Although I was watching the news earlier, okay, and obviously the two main topics were the tragedy that happened in Melbourne yesterday, and Donald Trump inauguration, which I put up a status on Facebook earlier saying 8 years ago I remember watching Obama at his inauguration and thinking, wow, this is amazing, because, you know, at the time everybody in the world was kind of swept up in this guy, the first black president, and he was supposed to, you know, everyone thought he was going to save the world. They thought he was a superhero. They thought this is the guy that's going to fix everything. And usual story, he didn't really. And that's politics, in a nutshell. But you know, I was watching this unfold on the news. I didn't watch like the inauguration. I just saw it on the news clips about it. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I remember 8 years ago thinking, wow, this is amazing, Obama. And now I'm watching Trump get inaugurated on the news, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is so weird. Like it didn't even seem real. It honestly did not even seem real. It felt like I was watching a movie. It was just fucking weird. And so that's something I could have talked about as well. But then, you know, the third kind of story on the news, and this is another topic that I could cover in depth with a bit more time, but another one of the leading stories on the news. So there's a new president of the US, there's a tragedy in Melbourne yesterday, and then there was a little bit of news about Al Chapo, the drug lord, the Mexican drug lord, standing trial in New York. And then after all of that, the next biggest piece of news was Chris Hemsworth landing a full court basketball shot. And I'm pausing for effect there because I'm sure you've all got the same reaction as I had when I saw this. And that, of course, is, wow. like, how is this, how is this, wow, and how? Wow, that this has made it onto the 6 o'clock news, and then how has this made it onto the 6 o'clock news? How is this in any way, shape or form relevant to anything happening in the world ever? A fucking a Hollywood actor lands a fucking full court basketball shot. Like, first of all, I don't know if any of you have ever landed a full court basketball shot, but I have landed a few in my time, and let me tell you, it's not really that hard. It's actually not really that hard to land a full court basketball shot. So, stick me on the fucking 6 o'clock news then. I'll fucking land one live for you. You know, but like, how has this made it onto the news? Like, it just, I was fucking dumbfounded by it. I was like, well, this is, you know, and this kind of shit has been going on for years though, and it's been going on for too long, and I think a lot of people are kind of realizing a bit these days just how much fucking stupid shit there is in the news. And I reckon if you were really to look at it in depth, you'd probably see that in most countries around the world that have, you know, their big 6 o'clock news, I reckon all of their ratings have probably dropped dramatically over the last, let's say, decade. I think in the world today, in this day and age, that, you know, people are kind of, and with the internet and everything like that, everyone's kind of smartening up to matters of the world, and they realize that, you know, the fucking 6 o'clock news on Channel 9 or fucking NBC's fucking 6 o'clock news is nothing but a load of shit, unless it's something like, you know, something that happened in Melbourne yesterday, a big tragic kind of event that is sort of unfolding as they speak. That's really the only time now that free-to-air news bulletins can really amass any sort of credibility, because when you've got things out there like Vice News, and there's a bunch of them that are, you know, like that now, but Vice is the big one. They're the ones that are really touching on the important sort of topics in this world, and not Channel 9 or Channel 7 or, you know. I think a lot more people are getting their news these days from those particular sort of news sources, because we just get fucking fed a lot of bullshit, really. And that by our free-to-air news bulletins and stuff, and that fucking Chris Hemsworth landing a full court fucking basketball shot is exactly is my point proven. You know, you've got fucking you got, like, you can't, first of all, you can't even really put all of the world's problems into a half-hour news bulletin or an hour or whatever the fuck it is now. You know, it's just fucking just a load of shit. So, but yeah, you know, having said that, I haven't really kept in touch with a lot of what the fuck is going on in the world over the last 7 years. So I am going to start watching a bit more TV so I can get a bit more informed on the world we're living in at the moment. But, you know, having kind of stepped out of society for a few years there, it's interesting to come back now and see just what is making headlines and everything. So yeah, but I'm here now at Crown. I'm on the roof, level 6. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to park? I will go around there. People probably probably watching me thinking, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's doing fucking donuts. He's doing laps of this fucking car park here. I'll go here. I'll pull up over here. Actually, no, I think I want to go against the wall. Um, 48 minutes. Okay. Felt a bit shorter than that. Where do I want to park? This is fucking strange. They're just probably watching me, this couple here that have parked. I'm waiting for you to fucking shut your door so I can go in next to you. Or in the spot next to that. There we go. This is where I'm going to park. I like to park up against walls here at Crown, so it's easier to sort of find my car. You know, I just got to remember what level I'm on. And then just follow the walls. Plenty of spots up here though on level 6 right now. It's a lovely night here in Melbourne. The sun is just slowly going down. I'm seeing some people on their balconies across from Crown here. Probably having some pre-drinks before heading out. Yeah, I love it. I love this rooftop car park. You got all these big buildings around you, apartment buildings and stuff. People on their balconies. Have not seen anybody having sex in their apartments or anything yet. But I'm sure that'll happen one day. That actually, this is another story for another time, but the very first night of Electric Dreams here at Crown, I was with a guy by the name of Prinny that I used to work with, and we came down. And there was a couple having sex in the car park. So, you know, when I saw that, I thought, I think I'm going to enjoy working here. But haven't seen anything like that since. So, anyway, Electric Dreams, Club Co, Level 3 at Crown. We do this tonight. Party Mayhem, Shameless and Soundcheck. 2 of your ITM top 50 DJs in the country. Number 36 and number 13 doing battle tonight. 1:30 to 2:30, I believe. Come on down. Although, again, you're going to hear this after it's already happened. So, but it'll happen again, I'm sure. Anyway, I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. And hopefully I'll have more things to talk about. Anyway, ta-ta! Bye-bye.